guys, it's Abby, and today we're going to talk about Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. Okay, so if you haven't read this book, it's about a girl named Cather, and it follows her first year in college being a creative writing person. She goes to college with her sister Ren, her twin sister Ren, and Ren is the more extroverted, fun twin. Cather is the more introverted and stay home and write type of person. A big portion of this book is fan fiction, hence the name Fangirl, and it's fan fiction about the Simon Snow series, which is this universe's Harry Potter. Everyone knows Simon Snow, and she writes fan fiction about it. Through this whole book, she's writing this one fan fiction, and when she submits a work of fan fiction to her creative writing class, her professor says that it's plagiarism, and her whole idea of herself as a writer kind of crumbles, and she's like, what's the point if I can't write? That's all I can write. So all she thinks she can write is fan fiction, because that's all that she's ever really liked writing. And so this is just her journey growing as a writer and a person and being a wonderful human being. It's a good book, you guys. It's the first Rainbow Rowell book I've ever read. I bought Eleanor and Park before I bought this one, but I read this one before I read that one, so I don't. This book made me want to read more contemporaries, and I don't read a lot of contemporary books, like at all. I'm a fantasy, sci-fi kind of person. Read this book. It's like, so good. And the collector's edition just came out. Go buy it, because I can't, because I have this one, and my mom won't let me buy a book again. Okay, so if you haven't read Fangirl, then go read it and don't watch the rest of the video because the rest of it's going to be very spoilery. But if you're not going to read it and you just want to watch the video, then you can just stay. That's fun too. But there will be spoilers, is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, bye! Hello, Fangirl friends. Let's talk. So, first let's talk about Cather. I have never in my life related to a character more than I related to Cath in this book. She's a lot like me because I saw her do a lot of things that I do. Levi and Reagan would always say, hey, let's go out and do something. Want to come? We're going to meet some friends. And she would just be like, no, I'm going to stay home. It's not because she's sick or she's angry at them or she's anxious. She just doesn't want to go out. I do that all the time. If a group of people are going to hang out and I feel like I won't really be missed that much, then I'm just like, hey, I can't really go. I need to watch my sister because she's sick or something. Like, I just totally make something up to where I don't have to go. And so when she did it, I got so sad, and because I'm like, no, go make friends, go make friends, but she didn't. Whenever anyone was mean to Cath or nice to Cath or Cath did something great, I like felt so strongly about it. Like if someone was mean to her, I got so angry, but if she like did something great, I was like, yes, I'm proud of you. Let's talk about Ren. I loved Ren and Cath's relationship. It was so sweet. When Cath wrote fanfiction, Ren used to proofread it and beta it and stuff, and I really loved that. And I mean, yeah, they got angry at each other like all sisters do. In the end, they were good. But I really didn't like when Ren started to like poke fun at her Simon Snow fanfiction and just Simon Snow in general, because I totally get that. My friends poke fun at me for writing fanfiction all the time. Like, I know how that feels. It makes you feel like, oh yeah, what I'm doing is a joke, I guess. Alright, let's talk about Reagan, the roommate, the wonderful roommate, Reagan. She was so cool, okay? She was there was so little drama with her because she just wouldn't deal with drama. She was such a good character because she didn't cause any problems. She was just the nice roommate, the chill roommate. It was great. She was like, you and Levi can date. I mean, he was my ex, but like, I won't tell you about it if you don't tell me about it. Cool? We're good. Want to get food? That's pretty much all I have to say about Reagan because she was just amazing. Now let's talk about Levi. Okay, I loved him so much, but for some reason I didn't think he was gonna be the romantic interest. Don't know why I didn't think that. I thought it would be Nick, but we're gonna get back to Nick in a moment. He was so sweet. Okay, like from the beginning, he would just do stuff for her, like take her to the library so she didn't have to walk alone in the dark, and bring her back home from the library so she wouldn't have to walk home alone in the dark. And he would drive her to places when her sister was in trouble or her dad was in trouble or this and that, and it's just, he was always there for her. I loved watching their relationship develop because Cath was super like insecure about romantic things because, you know, Cath's never been in a romantic relationship before. Levi totally got that, even though he's really extroverted and charismatic, and he's probably been with a lot of girls before. But he didn't like rush her or pressure her into like being in an actual relationship. He was just wonderful. He didn't do anything wrong except for that one part at the beginning that we don't like to talk about. Okay, let's talk about the scene for a second. I loved the scene before when she read the book and stuff. That was so cute. And then, but she didn't text him. After that, he texted her, but she never responded. So I understand that he would think, oh, she's not into me. And he'd be upset about that and probably let out his emotions in the ways that he lets out his emotions. And that might be making out with other girls. So that's what he did. Lack of communication. Levi could have just kept it in his pants for a few more hours. It would have been fine, but whatever. And I wish Kath had forgiven him sooner because, I mean, I get that you're upset, Kath, but you weren't together for real yet. Oh, and let's talk about the professor, her creative writing professor. She was the best, okay? Can we be real for a second? She was the best. She believed in Kath when Kath had completely given up on herself. I love the professor so much. And that carries on into Nick. Let's talk about Nick first for a second. I thought he was going to be the romantic interest at first because, you know, he's in her creative writing class, they write together. Any of you who create things, like if you're an artist or a musician or a writer and you create something with someone, you collaborate, you know that what you create is like, that's a cool thing. You created something with another human being, that's a big deal. But Nick just completely pooped all over that and took it as his own. He treated it like he brought his work to Kath twice a week for hours, and she just proofread it instead of like completely adding in her own voice. And if someone else's voice is in your writing, then it's not your writing. And then he goes to her dorm, even though he's there, saying that he needs Kath's name on it to submit it. The awesome professor wouldn't let him submit it without giving Kath some credit. He still calls it his story, even though it's theirs. And Kath, being the most amazing person in the world, she's like, you know what? No, you're right, it is your story. I'm not gonna take that credit from you, it's yours. And during that whole part, she had her posse around her, and even though Levi was smiley and like, yeah, on the outside, Kath could tell that he was like, this guy needs to leave. Okay, my favorite part was, of course, the time when Kath read to Levi, like for the whole night, and they got so tired, and then they just fell asleep, and they kissed, and it was so sweet. Okay, so this isn't really a scene in the book, but it's the very last paragraph. It's the very last page. It was the little excerpt from Left, which is what Kath wrote. It was her final, or it was a thing, it was a non-fanfiction thing that Kath had written. Instead of writing a whole nother chapter about her submitting this paper to the like writing competition, instead of doing all that, she just put in a little part, a little passage from that paper, and at the bottom it said winner of this and that 2012. Did you know that Rainbow Rowell is writing Carry On? The Carry On, the fanfiction Carry On? She's writing it. The Simon Snow fanfiction that Kath wrote. She's writing it. Like, how cool is that? It's like bookception. I love it. And it's like fanfiction that's actually being published. I guess that's not the first time that would happen. That's all I have to say about Fangirl. 5 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. I'm pretty sure that's what I rated it. I want to know what you guys think. What you thought about the book, what your favorite scene was, who your favorite character was, what made you angry, what made you cry. I cried a lot during this. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. Okay, bye!